Hey everyone, this is my new video. This is going to be an Aydan Does Anime. This is going to be Aydan Does Anime episode 5. Today we are going to be reviewing Nisekoi False Love, which is season 1 of the Nisekoi series. So without further ado, let's get reviewing. So Nisekoi was an anime that started in 2014, and it was based off a manga which was made a little bit earlier. Maybe I think it was started in 2011. I'm not sure. And it is a romance comedy slice of life show. And it's a harem as well. Of course, it'd be a harem, or I wouldn't be reviewing it right now. But yeah, so that's the basis, and here we go into the synopsis. All right, the synopsis is based around a guy named Raku Ichijo, who who's the son of a gang leader in Tokyo. The Ichijo gang, or something along the lines of that, and he's expected once he becomes of age to take over the gang, but he doesn't really want to do that. He wants to go to college and do so, and live his life, and he's also a really good cook, which is really surprising for the son of a gang leader. But anyway, he has a crush on a girl, and little does he know the girl has a crush on him. The girl's name is Kosaki Onadira, and she's your typical nice, shy girl. Like, they're kind of acquaintances. They've never actually, they consider themselves friends, but they don't talk that often, mainly because they're too shy to talk to one another. But on the way to school on his first day of high school, or maybe his second day, I can't remember. It was early in his high school. I think it was the second day of high school. Uh, a girl basically running to school jumps the fence and knees him in the face, thus making him lose his locket. Now his locket was is basically represents the promise that he made 10 years ago to a girl, saying if they ever reunite, she will keep a key and he will keep the locket, and they'll unlock the locket, and then they'll get married. That was their promise from 10 years ago when Raku was 5. Time goes on. He's still got the locket, and he's hoping for one day for this girl to come. But right now, he's got his sights set on Adira. But the girl that jumps over the fence, who's named Shitoge Kirasaki, knocks the locket off, and he loses it. But he doesn't know that he lost it. And then he got into class, and he finds out that that girl is in his class, and they have a fight, and basically thus begins their hate relationship. They hate each other, and they start calling them. They start calling them, like, each other bad names. Like, Bean Sprout is Raku's nickname by her, and Gorilla Girl because she's extremely strong and acrobatic. Shitoge. So that's kind of what happens, and then he finds out that he loses his locket, and he tells, basically, since you lost it, you have to help me find it. And then that's basically no, that's not basically it. The next night, the father says there's a new gang in town, so and to keep the peace, so we don't start a turf war on Tokyo, is to you have to you have to date the daughter of the other gang. So basically, he has to fake date him. And he ends up finding out that the girl is Shitoge Kirasaki, and thus beginning their relationship bound in hate. That is the synopsis of the show. Now I'm going to go into main characters, which in this show there is like 7 main characters I can really, maybe 5 main characters I can really talk about. First is Raku. Raku's pretty cool. He's got blue, purpley, black hair. You never know in anime what his actual hair is. Hair color actually is. He's got blue eyes, last time I checked, or grey blue eyes. And he wears 2 bobby pins in like an X formation on his hair, which is kind of confusing, but can't really do much about that. So he's your typical harem character, oblivious, and he's definitely there's in a lot of harems. Usually, the main guy character, brings it down because usually sometimes the main character in a harem is a pussy. Just to put it straight out there, Ichijo isn't. He's kind of like he doesn't ruin the anime, but he doesn't make it any better. Without him, there wouldn't be a story. But I do believe this other supporting characters, like the other main characters, in my opinion, are a little bit more interesting than he is. But here we go. All right, so the next character is Shitoge Kirasaki. Shitoge, out of all the girls in his harem so far, from now to season 2, which I won't spoil anything, Shitoge is by far my favorite. Um, she's a really, I wouldn't say nice. She's a real like no, she's not a girly girl. She's powerful. She's actually really strong, but she's not buff. But it's just because of her acrobatic skills and all that, and being brought up by a gang. She's got blonde hair. It says sometimes that she has strawberry blonde hair, which I don't really believe she has got strawberry blonde hair. I would really just say she's got blonde with pink highlights in the bottom. I've got strawberry blonde hair, and her hair isn't my color. But yeah, she's moved from America, so she's struggling a little bit with the Japanese language. But her dad was Japanese, and she was in Japan when she was little. So yeah, um, and she wears a red ribbon in her hair. If I didn't mention that, I probably already did. Next is Onodera, um, Kosaki Onodera. She, as I explained, brown hair, brown eyes. Your typical shy girl in the harem. Those are basically the two people who start off in the harem. Then we've got Shu Maiko. Yes, Shu Maiko. He's kind of your perverted friend, kind of like Motohama and Matsuda from High School DxD, but not as perverted as they are. He's a cool character. I like Shu. Then we have Ruri-chan, or Ruri Miyamoto. She is Kosaki's best friend, and she's the one who's kind of shipping and trying to force Kosaki to be a little bit more aggressive in trying to convey her feelings towards Ichijo. And then the other characters that come in later in the series, I will just say their names, but I won't say anything about them. There's Shishiro Sugumi and what is it? Marika Tachibana. Those are the people who come in later who play a main part in the story, but I won't say anything about them. Next up is the animation and the musical score, or just the soundtrack. First, I'll start off with the animation. The animation in the show is really pretty. At first, you can kind of tell it's not a mainstream animation project, much like DxD and Rosario. And it's pretty, but it's pretty in its own way. It's not like Yosuga no Sora pretty, which I'll get to, and I'm going to be reviewing Yosuga in a couple episodes. So that's going to be fun, the love and hate I will get. But anyway, to this anime, Nisekoi. It's really pretty. And usually I'm not a big fan of cities in anime, but they actually do a really good job of making this anime pretty in a city. So props to the crew who done the animation. Soundtrack. There's 2 theme songs in the first series, because the first series goes for 20 episodes. That theme song, there is Click and Step, both by Claris. Now, I'm not sure. I think Claris does a fair few anime theme songs, I do believe, because Claris done the theme songs for Oremo, which I'm also going to be reviewing. And Oremo, and I'm not a big fan of Claris, but they are pretty good songs. And I think there's 3 ending themes, or 2 ending themes. I think there might be 2. I'm not sure about 3, since there's 2 main theme songs. But yeah, the theme songs are pretty cool. The second one I know sounds a lot like a Pokemon song. If any of you have played the Pokemon games, this song sounds much like that. And there is a few pieces, piano pieces throughout the show, which aren't really memorable since I can't remember any of them. Next up is pros and cons about this anime. Pros. um, it's a long season, 20 episodes. It's not like, it's not exactly like One Piece or, I said this in the episode, One Piece or Death Note long, but it is long. The first season has, especially for a harem, 20 episodes, usual 22-minute runtime for each episode. Um, and yeah, it's a pretty long season, which is good. And another big pro about this, which I'll get into, the reason why I like this show so much, the reason why I do like it so much is because to me it is my favorite harem. I call Turabaru the king of harems because clearly it is the king of harems because it's got the biggest harem. It's got about a 14 girl harem. This show through season one only has a four girl harem, and that extends as it goes on. I think what is it? So far, I think there is a 6 or 7 girl harem in the so far in the manga series, and they're up to the 19th book, which is pretty cool. Um, and but I just love it because they took a completely new route to harems, especially with the promise locket thing. I'll just say there is more than one key. That's all I'm saying. No spoilers. But one person, 3 people in the anime have a key. That's all I'm gonna say. But who knows? There could be a fourth key. We don't know yet because it's whatever the Nisekoi guys want to do. Um, what is it? So yeah, that's the pros. The show is really enjoyable, especially when you get into the later half of the season, like episode 4 onwards. Yes, from episode 4 onwards. Okay. Cons about this anime. It starts off a little slow. The first 2 episodes didn't really impress me. Like I liked it. It would be enough to keep me watching, but it was nothing to like, oh, I need to watch this every day. Especially when I got into this, like episode 3, 4, 5, and so onwards up to episode 20, I was hooked. I guess it kind of took me a little bit to warm up to it, but it proves where it is on my list because it's such an amazing anime. Um, Another thing is, all the voice actors in the show are brilliant. Everyone suits their personality, and if I was to watch the show in dubbed, because I prefer subbed, but I do like watching dubbed shows every now and again. But I don't think I could ever bring myself to watch it in dub, much like Turabaru. Like I could watch other shows in dub, like I could watch One Piece in both subbed and dubbed, but this show, I guess I can only watch in subbed because I don't think I can like handle a dubbed version of the show. If you guys know what I mean. All right, so that's all really I got to say about this anime. Not too many pros and not too many cons. Um, so I'm thinking about making a like a point system, out of 10 maybe or out of 5. So out of 10, I would definitely give this anime an 8.5 or a 9. I really love this anime, and I'm usually going to be scoring a lot of animes high up, unless I get to an anime I really do not like. Then I probably wouldn't watch it, but yeah. So I'll start doing that. And from now on, I'll start scoring them out of 10. So yeah, there we go. That is your review of Nisekoi False Love. Stay tuned for more reviews, and I'll be uploading more frequently, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not lying. So, that's it for today, and this is Deadlord777, or in this series known as Aydan Does Anime, and I'm out. Bye.